Paltrocast.
Good day for you so far, aside from, setting up the home and doing press and, talking about your art. Good day otherwise?
Yeah. I'm dog sitting right now, so that has been a very interesting part of my day of just having to take care of this other creature who seemingly wants to die. So it's been weird.
And the dog's not at all impressed over the fact that you have the OFTV special, right?
One of them is she's a big OnlyFans fan. The other one not so much. I think they don't let her watch internet in her house. I think they have a Christian household. They watch a lot of Pure Flicks. So
every now and then I have to do a Pure Flicks junket, and you realize, okay, so normally I can ask everything of these people, and then Pure Flicks, okay, let's keep the topics to very pleasant things like, how is your movie doing? You're very good. But anyway, we're here to talk with a great comic, you. How long did you have to keep it a secret that you had the special in the works through OnlyFans TV?
Not too long. I think for me, I had a shorter kind of turnaround time. So I got the call, and then we were basically shooting like that following Monday. So, and there were like photos and stuff of the taping on Instagram. So I didn't have to really fight or hold back or say, "Oh, I'm doing a secret thing" or anything, because everyone had posted about it.
So you were just ready. It's your regular stand-up. It's not something that you had to workshop for months and rehearse and all that.
No, I do stand up all the time. I'm always outperforming. I'm always writing. I'm always trying to create something new and different. So I didn't really have to do too much prep because, as the saying goes, if you stay ready, you're always ready.
Got it. When you're not on a traditional tour, how many days a week do you usually pop in and do drop-by sets or warm-up sets or whatever you want to call them?
Typically like 3 to 5 times a week. Sometimes it varies. This week I have like 2 shows tomorrow. I had 2 shows yesterday. I had a show, I think it was Monday, or not Monday. I had a show Tuesday. Like I've had a few, but it varies. And then sometimes I'm like, I should take the week off. I should recover my voice and my body.
So it sounds like you have your very easily available 10-minute set, but then very easily you could do your 30-minute feature or your 60-minute headline. It sounds interchangeable for you.
Pretty much. I'm always trying to, evolve and just do everything, So I have all different types of sets. None of them are ever the same, because I like talking to people. I like interacting. I like doing different stuff.
What's your home comedy club? Do you have one?
Not necessarily. I pretty much wherever books me. That is home to me. So I'm at the Comedy Chateau a decent amount. I've been at the Haha a few times this month. I've been at the Ice House a few times this month. Ice Houses, they just rebranded and
Is that
reopened.
in Pomona, the Ice House?
That's in Pasadena. Pasadena. Yeah.
Got it.
But yes,
almost
a lot
Van
of other.
Halen.
Yes, that's where Van Halen started. I assume, based off of what you just said.
That is true, and I think there was a Dice Clay opening for Guns N' Roses show in Pasadena. Otherwise, I don't know what stand-up has happened in Pasadena besides Dice Clay, Van Halen. Sometimes Van Halen was funny, and the Ice House. What's the Ice House called now?
It's still the Ice House Comedy Club. Yeah.
So rebranded under new management, or what's the deal?
Yes, they have new management. They renovated the interior. It looks incredible. And the last set of specials for LMAOF were actually shot there. It looks beautiful. It's a very nice club.
LMAOF, the name of the series that you're part of, and other great comics. Are there other comics as part of this that you've toured with? Matina?
Yeah. Yes, me and Mateen, we tour together a lot. So we just got back from Arizona. We're going to Detroit next month in September. But yeah, me and that guy, we've done it all. We can not be friends because we know way too much about each other now.
When you become close with another comic, do you ever have the conversation of going, don't talk about this subject or this topic? Because in other fields, like say professional wrestlers, if there was a series of matches going on, they'd have to go, hey, so don't do a thing with the chairs or the tables because we're going to do that in mine. Do comics do that to one another?
Some comics do. But I think that me and Mateen know each other well enough. Like we do have a lot of like jokes and stories that are kind of intertwined because it's he was there, he was there. So generally, like if he does that joke that's about like the same subject, either it'll be a piggyback of like, Mateen was talking about such and such, or I just won't do that joke. But our styles are different enough to where we're able to
Yeah.
kind of mesh around it.
One of your great bits, sorry to cut you off there, is
All good.
Facebook and looking up the middle school people. Has there ever been any blowback from the Facebook or Meta community over that?
No, because everyone who's seen that joke, who also knows who that kid is, didn't like that kid. So in fact, they told me how terrible he still is. So it worked out in my favor.
I'm always weary of people who liked middle school.
Yeah, that's a weird time to peak.
If you peaked in middle school, probably high school was terrible for you. I don't know anybody who sustained the middle school greatness into high school, let alone adulthood. Do you?
I know a few people who were able to kind of transition from middle to high very well, but not like high to the rest of society.
Speaking of touring partners, I really like the touring poster that you and Pap Johnson had, where you both have the Utah Jazz uniforms on. Now, I have two questions related to that. Number
Mhm.
one, the numbers are made up, correct? Because that looks like a John Stockton. You're being the Stockton, but that's not Stockton's number. Am I wrong about that?
I didn't make those posters. I I am basketball illiterate. I if I yeah, so I was just like, yeah, this looks great. Let's do it. That was my approval. So yeah, that's when we're doing shows in New Orleans for those. So I assume the numbers were made up. I think that was a hired artist. So shout out to him for making sure we don't get copywritten or beat up by the NBA or however that works.
Mm.
I don't know how their lawyers and officials work these days.
Express written consent. No, that's the Major League Baseball one. I don't know what the NBA one, but the MLB one is like you can't air this without the express written consent. I've never heard that term before, express written consent. So I think those are the people you don't mess with. NBA probably interchangeable, but that means you were not growing up a big fan of the Dream Team. You didn't have your NBA phase.
No, I did. I grew up in like the 90s, so I was kind of like, and I also grew up in Alabama, so we don't really have a an NBA basketball team. So I kind of was just, and I still sort of am a bandwagon fan. Like if people were like, "Hey, cheer for this," or "We're going to this game," I'll just like buy the like. We went to see Seattle play a few months ago, and I just bought a Seattle hoodie on the way in just so I could blend in. And I went to an Orioles game this past week, and I put on an Orioles hat. But they were playing the Padres at the. If I had known, I would have probably mixed it up a little bit more just so I could be a little bit ambiguous as to who I was rooting for.
What were your hobbies or passions growing up? Music? Because it clearly wasn't basketball. Was it Alabama and the whole Roll Tide thing? What were you into before comedy took over?
I was big into music, music and movies. So since I was 4 years old, I decided to be a director. I would like label on my VHS tapes. I was always collecting DVDs, things like that. So I really loved movies, going to the movies. I used to write scripts, and I still write scripts, but now they're not like as bad. Because I was 12 years old writing parodies of X-Men.
Oh,
Yeah. It was called Acdum. I'll never forget. ACDUM. So it was supposed to be like a Mel Brooks style parody of the X-Men. But yeah, lot of writing. I was in the marching band. I did band in both junior high, college, high school as well. As that transition goes. Um,
scholarship? I
I
mean,
did. I did have a trombone scholarship. Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, so pardon this interruption, sidebar right here. Was there ever a moment where you thought to put the trombone in the stand-up comedy? Because if you go down the list, Dave Attell now does the recorder. Jeff Valdez has the harmonica thing. A trillion people have the guitar. But as far as I know, Tom Wilson, or is that his name, who played Biff in Back to the Future? He has the tuba thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't think of a comedy person who does the trombone.
I do play it every now and then. So I did this competition called Impress These Apes years ago, where I played a song with trombone. When I was on main stage of Second City, I played trombone in a sketch. And then every now and then I'll pull it out for stand up, but it's a little bit harder to integrate. So that's what, and also carrying it and leaving it on stage and stuff like that can be a little bit of a hassle. But yeah, every now and then, especially if I'm like doing karaoke, I'll bring it out and just kind of play alongside people.
Are there any other comics you're aware of who play trombone?
No, I make sure to eliminate all of them. There can only be one. And if there are any other comedic trombone players out there, challenge me to a trombone comedy duel, and let's see who's left standing. If I defeat you, I want your trombone. That's my role. I'm gonna wear it around my neck like a trophy.
So in other words, a series called Last Trombone Standing.
Yes, it needs to happen.
Coming soon to OnlyFans TV. Well, speaking of that and sort of wrapping up right here, are you allowed to say what's coming next after this special, or is it just regular touring and you have to wait for the embargoes and to lift and the strike to end and all that before you can say anything?
So I can talk. So I'm waiting. We're just waiting on this to come out, and then I think I might be doing a little bit more work with the OF crew. They've been fantastic, and I love working with them and communicating with them. And hopefully I'll be doing some more stuff with them soon as well. And then there are a few like other projects that I'm like kind of in the beginning phases. But yeah, right now it's just a lot of stand up and striking, and hopefully hopefully those of us in SAG are able to kind of get what we need, and the all the various companies, they step up.
Now, if I can put words in your mouth, positive words, the vibe that I get from OFTV is it kind of is what HBO or Comedy Central used to be. Now, if you were going to have a special on HBO or Comedy Central, they need you to do the special for them. They need to approve the material. Oh, you can't say that. Whereas OFTV seems like a very comic-friendly place where they go, "You're funny? Okay, do your thing. Just don't go over this time limit." Am I wrong about that, or is there more to it?
No, that's pretty much it. You know, they just want some of the best comics doing some of the best material. And you know, I think we're delivering on that for the most part.
Got it. Well, bottom line is this: congrats on the special. Looking forward to what's coming next. Hope to see you live in New York in the near future. Just keep up all the greatness in the meantime, Martin.
Thank you. We'll do. And I post all my shows on my Instagram story. So if you want to come check them out, come see where I'm at, where I'm traveling to, just find me on there, hit me up, and hopefully I'll see everyone out in these streets.
Paltrocast.